Alright, I'm gonna explain this speedrun of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It's a PS1 game. I'm playing it on PS2 because of slightly faster loading. It's backwards compatible. So the first thing I do is name the file x-x exclamation point v apostrophe apostrophe q. And what that does is it starts me off with 99 luck, but the rest of my stats are garbage. And the reason I want that is because I want low max HP, because I can do massive damage boosts if I lose half my max HP or more in one hit. So this is the first thing you do in Symphony of the Night, is that you fight Dracula as Richter. I collect 41 hearts before the fight, because if I do that, then it gives me a neutron bomb when I start the game. Also, I end the fight with 0 hearts to get a heart refresh. So I have to collect hearts, then use them all. Also, I try to throw the holy water at a certain point during the Hydro Storm to do a lot of damage. I think it's actually a glitch, but it lets you kill him really fast. Also, I've beat the game on this memory card, so I can skip cutscenes. So this is a severe glitch run. I will be using save corruption and all sorts of stuff to beat the game super fast as Alucard. The main form of movement is shield dashing, where you backdash, then you press shield. So right here, I unequip my armor to lower my defense, so I can take at least half my max HP in one hit. And there's the big toss, as it's called, the big damage boost. I use 4 of those in this run. Collect the pot roast, and now my HP is low, so I have to heal myself to do another damage boost, so I equip the pot roast. Heal myself, and then take, again, at least half my max HP. And this actually sends me through the room with Death, and normally he steals all your awesome equipment, but I was able to trick Death and keep my equipment, which is useful, because the equipment you start with is quite powerful. So I can't kill this guy because he drops a red rust, and if I pick up a red rust, it'll cause problems later. I get the Cube of Zoe to get drops from candles, and then I proceed to the next area. Certain screens I can actually switch the way I hold the controller to mash with 2 thumbs, and that lets me shield dash even faster. Okay, so what I want to do here is get the red skeleton to die on the switch, and then he'll be revived later. And then I want to lure the axe armor over. And I use this setup here to get in a precise position, and then I use the neutron bomb from the pause menu, and then do a backdash. And that actually shifts the screen a little bit, so when I go through to the next area, it puts me on the wrong side of the screen. And it lets me get past the blockade, so I can actually skip fighting Slogger and Gaibon. I also grab the Bastillard because I need it later. So this is actually a sequence break that lets me, you know, get to a different part of the castle early. Nothing to do here but wait. I want to collect some money as well. I need at least 400 gold by the time I get to the end of the run. Also, if these zombies drop cloth tunics, then my run is over, because it's an item that I need to not acquire for reasons that'll be explained later. So every single enemy that I kill is accounted for, because I need to level up at a very specific time. So I know exactly which enemies I need to kill and which ones I need to avoid. So for example, I jump over that axe armor and then I kill that one. Sometimes enemies can drop gold, which lets me skip some of the candle drops. And in theory, I could skip the Cube of Zoe with a more difficult route, but I would have to rely on luck. I also have to skip one of those flea men, which is quite tricky.
Wait a moment.
That's where you meet Maria, but I skipped the cutscene. So just lots of shield dashing and making my way to the next part of the castle. Sometimes these skeletons can drop Monster Vial 3, which also ruins the run. In that case, he dropped a shield potion, which, while it does waste time later, it doesn't ruin the run. So I was able to keep going. Okay, so this skeleton, I purposefully did not kill him there, because what I want to do is kill him at a very specific point on the screen, and then do a backdash on a certain frame and a heart refresh. So I kill him on that frame, start a backdash, level up, heart refresh. So all that combined shifts the screen over. It freezes the screen twice and shifts it twice, so it's at least 7 pixels wide, is this opening on the side of the screen. So I can fall through, and now the screen's flickering. And when I finally fall through, I get into this room with the library card. And I'm not supposed to be able to access this room, but I get to it, and the library card lets me into the library faster than the natural route to the library. So that out-of-bounds skip is important to get to the library faster. So the reason I'm in the library is because I want the fairy card. I need that to save corrupt my game. So now I need to get up to the fairy card. And to do that, I'm going to use another big toss. So I lure this guy, and then with certain timing, I unequip the shield so that he does enough damage to do at least half my max HP. And that damage boost is kind of tricky to get up here. And once I get up here, I collect the potion, use the potion to heal myself, and collect the antivenom afterward. And the reason I jumped over it is because all the items in my inventory kind of need to be in a certain order. Some of the order I can fix, but in the case of that, I needed to collect the potion before the antivenom to guarantee that the antivenom and the potion get swapped after I equip the potion. Okay, so right here is save corruption. I equip the fairy card, and then I wait. And then when the fairy passes a certain point of the screen, I bring up the pause menu, and I'm actually doing an option select where I try to input a backdash.
Thank you for giving me life!
And when she talks, then I can get in the save room, and I can pause the game while the game is saving. And then when the game lags and I pause, if I open the menu on a certain frame, it does a certain type of save corruption that glitches out my sort menu and replaces it with nothing but short sword. So then that's useful later on. So then I soft reset the game and reload to load the file again. And now it's corrupted. And you can tell that it's going to be corrupted because when I pause, instead of being blue, it's a gray background, because it resets some of the values. So I unequip the fairy and I equip the shield so I can shield dash, and then I have to fix my buttons. Sometimes when you corrupt the game, the buttons get all glitched out and you can't move, so you have to put all the buttons back to what they're supposed to be, or at least all on a different button. So now I'm going over to the shopkeeper. And right here I'm going to do a glitch with the fairy again where she talks, so then I can pause the game. But I'm also going to rearrange my inventory to a precise order, and then I can discard the shield potion at the bottom right of my inventory. And so with that inventory set up, and then she starts talking to me, I can go into the shop, pause the game, and then now I can start doing this insane glitch where I have to move all the items in my inventory to precise locations. And all the blank spots actually have values. Every blank spot in the inventory represents one possible item you can have. So then I brought up in the sort menu and then duplicated my swords, and now it's overflowing out of the inventory when I swap, so I can access parts of the parts of memory that I'm not supposed to be able to access. And now I have to do I have to swap all these items around very accurately, and I have to do it within 23.25 seconds. And there's actually a quarter-second window where I have to swap the bastard sword over the short sword. So the moment that time is up, I equip the bastard, equip the dragon helm, open the relics menu, and voila, the game has been defeated. So what happened there was I actually wrote... what happened there was that when I moved all those items around very precisely, I can get the game to interpret my inventory as assembly code. And by moving the inventory very precisely, I can write code that says, run the ending of the game, the best ending, and then the game is over once I open the relics menu to run the code. So that's basically the idea with this run, is to beat the game as fast as possible, any means possible, and in this case, it's quite interesting because it involves using this crazy thing. Maybe you've seen it before on other tool-assisted videos, but it's called arbitrary code execution, where you can manipulate the game into running whatever code you want. And that was done entirely without hacking the game, purely just input with the controller, nothing else.
So you made it.
Alucard, I'm glad you're all right.
It also, when it plays the ending, you
I'm
can't
sorry.
see anything because I never
It's my fault
unpaused
you
the
had
game.
to fight your own father.
Fear not. I had my own reasons for destroying him.
So, shoutouts to
must have
Sockfolder,
been
as he was
painful
the one
for
who
you.
figured out this method to achieve
Indeed.
arbitrary code
But you
execution
must
in Symphony of the
always
Night.
remember
Without
that the
Sockfolder, I
only
could not
thing
have done this
necessary
speedrun.
for evil to triumph
But this
is
was
for
done in
good
real time
men
on a
to do
PS2.
nothing.
Just with the
understand.
controller, nothing else.
Alucard, what will you do now?
And that's pretty much it.
The blood that flows in my veins is cursed. 'Twould be best for this world if I were to disappear forever.
I see.
Farewell then.
We'll not meet again.
Alucard,
Don't you want to go after him, Maria?
I'm sorry. I can't let him disappear from my life.
It's all right. Go after him. Perhaps you can save his haunted soul.
Thank you, Richter. Fare thee well.
And yourself, dear lady.